What's up, everybody? Joe Tarnowski with ECRM at our convenience session here in Denver. And with me is Scott Love, who's with Circana, and he gave a great presentation today titled Small Baskets, Big Opportunities. And here we're going to touch on one particular point that he discussed about the blending of attributes in the beverage space. So, Scott, thanks for joining us. Thanks for the presentation. And talk a little bit about that, because the whole beverage category is kind of, there's blurred lines between these different things.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Very happy to be here. You're seeing it, as we go through time, it's more and more you're having waters that are picking up attributes from sports drinks, and then you have sports drinks that are picking up pieces from energy drinks, and energy drinks that are kind of blending with cola, coffee, other things. So what you're seeing is that the hard lines that used to exist in the categories are starting to blend together. You're having non-alcoholic brands move into alcoholic brands and having offerings like that. And so over time, you may have retailers start to look at full brand blocks across categories instead of into a separate category. So instead of looking at energy drinks and carbonated soft drinks, you may just look at a given brand across all of those together.
Yeah, and I know what you mean, because you'll have water starting to add functional things in it. So that at what point does it switch from a water to an energy drink?
Yeah, and that's the thing is there isn't going to be that clear distinction. You're having caffeine's getting added to sports drinks, and so is it really a sports drink or is it an energy drink? It's more people are looking for those particular attributes, and so kind of at some point do we start to blur those lines so much that you merchandise differently?
Yeah, and you know, the non-alcoholic adult beverage segment is a great example of that, because technically any soda or anything is a non-alcoholic adult beverage. You know, it's the occasion that dictates that segment, but some brands want to be positioned with the alcoholic beverages if they're in that space.
Yeah.
And then others are fine being mixed with the beverages. But it's just, it can get a little confusing for the retailer and for the consumer.
Yeah, and that's really tricky because the non-alcoholic beverages that are really going after that alcoholic beverage occasion is a newer development, and how that's going to be merchandised, where to merchandise that's a challenge, especially in convenience where you're so limited in space. It's a smaller space, so you have to really optimize. Every SKU in there has to deliver velocity or you're missing opportunities.
Yeah. What would your recommendation be for a brand that's starting to get into that space, into the beverage space?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is there's a very particular consumer for C-stores that drive a lot of the velocity, a lot of the volume. Target to specific demographic needs and occasions, and then communicate that to the retailer on how it fits within their strategy. And then if they have a loyalty program, work with the loyalty program to really target those shoppers to make them aware of it. And then you'll build the velocity from there.
Awesome. Thank you. Great points. And thanks for the presentation.
Thanks.
Okay.